In the heavyweight division, the Dana White's Contender Series, you got Jhonata Diniz, Brazilian, coming in at 5-0, taking on Eduardo Neves, Brazilian, coming in at 7-1. So you got Brazil on Brazil heavyweight division fight. Gotta love this. Diniz 2 inches taller at 6'4". We'll get back to him in a minute because Neves fought at the Contender Series last year. So he's got a 78-inch reach. He fights right-handed. He landed 8.2 significant strikes per minute. And an average of 15 takedowns over the course of 3 rounds. So those numbers can't be taken seriously because it's in limited action. But the bottom line is it shows you that he can be active and land takedowns despite the loss in the Contender Series last season. Getting back to Diniz, 5-0, 5 KOs, 100% finish rate, right? He's fighting out of Immortal FC, Spartacus MMA. And it seems like those 2 promotions along the way, winning his last fight against Rodrigo Duarte by TKO. And it says retirement, which means the fighter basically said that's it. Before that, he beat Carlos Nascimento Jr. That's a decent win by KO. So, I mean, listen, the guy's beating people and finishing them. But, we need to see more. On the other hand, Neves doing the same. He's virtually undefeated if you take away the Contender Series, where he was submitted last year in the first round against Michael Parkin. So, and that was week 5 last year. So it's been almost basically a year ago. Since then, he's come back and he's won at Qualified Combat 12 against Goncalves. Then he fought at LFA, and this is important to me, beating Thiago Silva by TKO. So he's performed well. And the guy's fought out of LFA in 3 of his last 5 fights. And what that tells me is that he can hang with the big dogs. Not the big dogs like in the UFC, but the big dogs at nearly the next level to the UFC. When you see guys fighting out of Bellator, LFA, they're getting close. Okay? So I tend to ride with guys like that because you don't have as much information at this level. And I look at a guy like Eduardo Neves and he's fighting out of LFA compared to the other promotion that Diniz is fighting out of. It doesn't mean he's automatically going to win, but he's facing better competition and beating him. So it makes me feel more comfortable to put my prediction in Eduardo Neves in this situation. And last year at the Contender Series, he performed well until he got taken down. And then the fight was over. So we'll see if Diniz wants to switch it up. But the guy's looking to land the big KO. So it tells me that Neves has a shot in this fight. And I'm going to lean towards him, in my opinion, to win this fight here. Likely on significant strikes. Look for him to try to land a takedown if he gets in trouble. But he's going to find a way to win this one. His back is against the wall. You don't get a third chance. You do get a second chance. So he'll get the job done here. Heavyweight division, Dana White's Contender Series.